Hello, everyone. Again, my name is Mark Walmsley, and I'm the founder of the Arts and Culture Network. We're a growing global community of over 160,000 now across our 8 LinkedIn groups. And of course, I don't get to meet everyone, but when I do, it's a delight. And that is absolutely the case today because Liz Clark has joined us. Liz is a full member now and has joined us from Glasgow. Liz, would you like to say hi to everyone and tell us a little bit about your superpowers and your passions?
Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. That's how I always start my radio programmes off, wherever you are. Delighted to be with you, and it's such a fantastic group. So thank you for allowing me in. I'm delighted. I've been in the music industry for many, many years. I'm an old person. Well, getting old, put it that way. But for 27 years, I've ran a fantastic organisation called the Danny Kyle Open Stage, which I host at Celtic Connections every year, which gives up-and-coming artists from all over the world 20 minutes spotlight on a stage at a major festival, with the thought of getting a gig the next year at the festival, of course. I'm also a producer, presenter and director with Celtic Music Radio, a radio station, so I've got a couple of shows on that. And that's what I do. I promote up-and-coming artists that would not get airspace anywhere else in the world.
Well, on behalf of all of those people who have benefited from your enthusiastic support, thank you from them for that. I think that's wonderful to have had a life and continue to live a life dedicated to music and supporting emerging artists. So, Liz, that's great. Thank you so much for that summary. And now we're going to have some fun based on the work you do. I'm going to create your fantasy cultural year from the answers to some easy questions to which there are no wrong answers. And I have at my disposal a magic wand and a time machine. Okay. This is going to be fun.
I knew this morning was going to be good.
So in order to get started, I need to place you somewhere in the world. So
Yep.
I'm going to ask you, what's your favorite building?
Favourite building is the Glasgow Royal Concert Hall.
Right. I've played there many times. Let's show people where we're going to place you in the images. Right. So I'm just going to share my screen quickly. There we go. There's Glasgow Royal Concert Hall. Lovely. I was in the City of Birmingham Symphony Orchestra for 12 years, and we hired a train to take us from Birmingham to Glasgow.
Glasgow.
It was a sleeper. It was just wonderful for a concert there. So, okay, so I'd like you to imagine, there's a picture. I'd like you to imagine there's a pop-up cafe here.
Yep.
Okay, outside the Royal Concert Hall in Glasgow in Scotland. Next to John Lewis, I note. There we go. And it's a June evening. It's 6 p.m. And you're sitting there at this bar, enjoying the sunshine and the view of the Royal Concert Hall. So there's a drink on the table next to you. What would we find there?
Oh, I definitely think it would be a Talisker.
A Talisker whiskey.
Yes.
Lovely. Fantastic. That's the smoky one, isn't it? I think.
It is indeed, yes.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, and there's a book next to you. Now, it could be your favorite book. It could be a book that's been with you all your life, perhaps changed your life, or it could be a book that you've recently discovered. What would we find there, Liz?
It would be probably a music book, and I've got very early editions of Scottish ballads by Lady Nairn, and that's usually with me.
Fantastic. Excellent. Now, you're feeling quite pleased with yourself because you've just come from a meeting in the concert hall with a very wealthy Scottish family foundation, okay, who like to fund research that supports the awareness for Celtic music. Okay, they've got wind of your wonderful work that you've done over the last decades, and they'd like to hire you for a year. Okay, the fee is generous, expenses are covered, first class all the way. They'd like to hire you to travel the world to find out where Celtic music is particularly strong and where it isn't, so that they can invest to raise awareness and raise the bar around the world for Celtic music. Okay, now there will be a TV crew following you. There'll be a book deal in it. You're going to do a TED talk about it when you get home, and you're going to you'll be invited to go on a global university lecture tour to talk about your findings. You will become the go-to person for Celtic music and emerging artists as a result of this. You will be on the sofa on the television in the morning, and you will probably receive an award down the line. Does that sound like fun?
That sounds excellent, especially getting paid for it.
Absolutely getting paid for it. So you get a personal assistant. All of the admin stuff from home will be taken care of. So all you have to do is to say yes, please, and tell us where you'd like to start in the world.
Where I'd like to start is China.
China. Excellent. China.
Yeah.
There it is. So you're on the plane. You turned left when you got on the plane. Okay. And the steward brings you a talisker and a note from the Family Foundation back in Glasgow. And the note is a challenge. They'd like you to limit your musical listening. I think I know where this is going. They'd like to limit your musical listening to one very specific genre of music for 12 months to the exclusion of all else. What are you going to choose, and what might be on your playlist?
Well, it would definitely have to be traditional music, although I have the wide genre of music that I am interested in. Traditional Scottish music would be my go-to.
I'm a big Skerryvore fan. Are you familiar with Skerryvore?
I actually put them on our festival club stage in front of all the Showcase Scotland people when they were just starting.
Wow.
I love the band to bits. They're just wonderful people.
Yeah, I love it. I think they did a big concert on a boat in lockdown, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that. I paid to watch that. Excellent. Okay, now you arrive in China, and a group of young Celtic music enthusiasts meet you, and they usher you into, where have we gone to? Beijing?
Beijing, definitely.
Beijing. They've ushered you into Beijing. A lovely apartment has been set aside for you. They say, right, relax, unpack, make yourself at home. We're going to come back and take you to a dance performance, and then we're going to take you out to dinner. Now, you don't have to remain in the culture of the country in which you're in, and there is a magic wand and a time machine. So if I could put any dance-based performance in front of you on a stage, historical or fantasy, any dancers, living or not, what would you like to watch as a dance performance for a couple of hours?
Well, definitely, if I was in China, the marching ones they used to do with the old water margin, that very synchronized, the ones that taking it back to then were definitely water margin times.
Right. Let's see if I can find more. Water margin. Yes, there's some videos there. I'm not sure. Let's have a look and see. Give everyone a taster of what you're going to be enjoying. There we go. Have I got the right kind of thing?
Yes.
There we go. Excellent. Beautiful. But fantastic. Water margin Chinese. There we go. Wonderful. Excellent. Now they're going to take you out to dinner now, and you don't have to go Chinese. Okay. Because Beijing has restaurants from all over the world. What would be your cuisine of choice?
Well, I like to actually try local dishes out anywhere I go. For the first time, it's always better. And I think there's no better place to start than with Chinese food, to be quite honest with you,
Well, it might well be different, mightn't it, from
Yes.
what we experience? That apparently there's no such thing as a chicken tikka masala in India.
No. We've westernized it rather. I'd like to see the authentic cuisine.
That we can do. That's great. Excellent. Now we're going to buzz again up to a different city, somewhere else in the world as we do this introductory tour. Where are we going?
We're going to Nepal.
Nepal. Kathmandu is awaiting us.
Yeah.
So we're in Kathmandu now. It's sport day in Nepal. Okay. Now we had breakdancing in the Olympics last year, so some sport could be considered performance art.
Yeah.
What sport would you like to watch? You can have anything you like in Kathmandu for a couple of hours.
Actually, the small ponies is equivalent of a polo, but it's not. You know, they used to do it with heads after battles and things like that. But they ride about expertly in these small ponies, and they're fantastic sport.
Brilliant. Small pony polo. I
Yes.
think you won't be surprised, Liz, to learn that's the first time anyone's chosen that sport. But I think that's great. Yeah, what's one of my you've reminded me of one of my favorite trivia questions. Polo, full-size polo,
Yeah.
is the sport played on the largest regulation size pitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, fascinating. Excellent. I love that. Brilliant. Let's buzz again. We're going now.
Right.
Kathmandu. Where are we going now?
Oh, somewhere I've always wanted to be, visit friends in Maui.
Maui.
Yeah.
That Mali or Maui?
Maui.
Maui in the
Near Hawaii.
near Hawaii. Yes.
Yeah, the
Is
small
it one of
island,
the
Maui.
is it one of the
Smaller
Hawaiian
islands.
Yeah. Excellent. So we've buzzed to near Hawaii at Maui. Now there is a new in our fantasy world, there is a new art gallery in Maui. And it's digitally enhanced, and you can put on a set of virtual reality glasses.
Yeah.
And step into the work of a famous artist. It becomes three-dimensional. It's 360 degrees. It might be animated. There may be sound, and you can walk around in the painting, seeing in 3 dimensions what the artist was unable to show in 2.
Yeah.
Whose work would you like to jump into in that scenario?
Well, I've always been a fan of the Scottish boys artists, but of course, the person that I would like to see stuff is Charles Rennie Mackintosh. Definitely.
I'm going to find. There we go.
His lovely wife. His wife did more art than he did.
Yeah. Images. There we go. Hold on. Let's show everyone. There we go.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So you get to walk around in this image.
Yep.
And you can step into there, and you can also walk around this character. Wonderful. Charles Rennie Mackintosh. Lovely choice. Excellent. Now I'm going to whisk you back to London. Okay.
Right.
You and I are going out together every night for the week, for all week. And we're going to do something different on every evening.
Right.
On Monday, we're going back in time to a music concert of your choice.
Right.
Tuesday, we're going to a theatre play. On Wednesday, we're going to go to a West End or Broadway musical. Again, we have a time machine.
Right.
On Thursday, we're going to the opera, and on Friday, we're going to the movies. And between us, we can decide how we fill our week. Okay.
Right.
I'm really keen if it has Celtic origins, because that would be wonderful. So is there a musical performance that you went to that with our time machine you'd like to go back to with me?
Yes, I was very fortunate to see Segovia when I was 6 years old. And that was just, you know, I was the youngest person there, and they come up and talk to us afterwards, and that was just one of the highlights of my life, meeting Segovia.
Segovia, the guitarist.
Yes.
Yes. My similar experience of that was when I was 9. I was taken to Ronnie Scott's to see Buddy Rich.
Fantastic.
And when Ronnie Scott has an interval, he tells blue jokes, and he realized that he had a young boy with his mother sitting in the audience. So he got one of his staff to take me backstage to meet Buddy Rich. So, and there I was 9, and he said he got a pair of sticks down and said, "Can you play a paradiddle on my knee?" So I was that. He said, "That's good enough. You can keep the sticks."
Fantastic.
I know. And then a few years before he died, he played again. 30 years later, perhaps, at the Cliffs Pavilion in Southend. And I went along and I got backstage because I knew the people at the theatre. And I said to him, "You won't remember this, but when I was 9 and you played at Ronnie Scott's in 1971 or 2, you asked me to play. You gave me a pair of sticks." And he said, he got another pair down. He said, "Has your paradiddle got faster?" So I gave him that and I got another pair. So anyway, I digress. You see what happens when we do this? You just don't know where you're going to end up. Okay, so we've gone back to what did we go to see? What was our history?
Went to a concert for the Monday night.
Segovia.
Yeah.
Excellent. Now we're in London, so we have the Globe Theatre. Is there a play that you'd like to see?
I always liked the Scottish plays, and they went down there, but I think the accent was quite difficult for people from the 784 company, and this is Steve the Chariot and the Black Oil. I always get it the wrong way around. But it was a fantastic play, made an awful lot of influence on myself politically as well as anything else.
You can have that.
I'd love to see that at the Globe in London.
Yes, absolutely. And what about a West End or Broadway musical, Liz?
I'm not really into musicals, but I did see The Brothers, actually. That was a good production. I went down to Newcastle to see that.
The which one, sorry?
The Brothers.
Okay.
It's probably called something completely different. But I should have mentioned that I'm dyslexic, so I sometimes get things the wrong way around. But I'm a genius, but I'm dyslexic. And it was very good. It was about 2 sibling brothers and that, and it was one of the cast out of one of the soaps, EastEnders in it. And it was Nasty Nick.
Oh, Nasty Nick,
in
yes.
the production. It was fantastic in the production. So that was a good one. I kind of liked that one. I'm not into the normal musicals.
And are you an opera fan for Thursday?
Yes, yeah, definitely an opera fan.
What are we going to see?
Well, I have to see the 3 tenors. You know, a lot of them are not with us anymore, but that would be just fantastic to see live.
Well, we'll go back to probably 19. When did Nessun Dorma hit the world with the football? 94, perhaps. Don't know.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go. So that was Carreras, Pavarotti, and Domingo.
Yeah.
Right, we're going back to that concert.
Yep.
Okay, with the time machine. Fantastic. And what about a movie? Now, for this one, we've got a big screen. We've got the best seats in the house, surround sound, the whole thing. Is there a movie that you'd love to watch in those circumstances that I probably haven't seen?
You haven't seen? I'm not too sure, because I think you're quite a worldly man and would have seen most of the stuff that was out. But I'd probably go and see an old black and white movie with one of my favourite drummers in it, Mr. Gene Krupa.
Oh,
And that was a Great Balls of Fire, I think it was called. It was a really daft movie, but it was really great fun. There was a lot of stories within the stories, and I liked that one a lot. So to see that on the big screen would be fun.
that will do perfectly. Gene Krupa, fantastic. Now I'm about to send you off to travel the world and do all of this wonderful research, and you're going to create a league table for where a sort of hot and cold Celtic music. It's going to be great. But before I do, I'm going to give you a hero lunch. So we're in London. So I've booked an English Chinese fusion restaurant with 3 Michelin stars. You can invite anybody, okay?
Right.
One person, living or not, famous or otherwise, and they will come, who would you invite?
Ooh, that's a difficult one. I won't mention a musician because folk will get upset I've left them out. But one, it's a Scottish political man that his voice was one of those voices you could read the directory to, a bit like Richard Burton, and he was called Manny Shinwell, and he was an old politician from Glasgow, and I remember going to hear him talk as a small lassie and just fascinated about his views in the world. You know,
That's
they were
great. What
very
was the
heavy.
name? What was his name again?
Manny Shinwell.
Manny Shinwell. Yeah.
Yes.
Now, in a slight twist to that question, who would Manny invite?
Oh, probably Karl Marx.
Oh, he was that way inclined, was he?
No,
Yes.
but I think he disagreed with them, and it would be a fantastic political discussion, that one.
Wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? That would be wonderful. What a great one. There we go, Liz. That's your fantasy cultural year. As expected, it brought out anecdotes and surprises and conversational detours, for which I apologize. Wherever this appears, there'll be a profile about you. My colleague Isabel writes those. But just please don't rush off. But for the time being, Liz, have you enjoyed your fantasy cultural year?
It's definitely made me think. Yes, it's actually been brilliant. It's not something I've ever done before, and it's quite good to get out of one's comfort zone.
Yes. So there we go. Thank you so much for doing this. And thanks again, Liz, for being one of our full members.
Delighted.